Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me as we discuss why your current self-care habits may not be enough. I've had a lot of response to a couple of posts that I have made in the last week around self-care, and it's been really interesting to read what you consider self-care to be. So, in case we haven't met, hi, my name is Lee van Breda and I am a reformed supermom, a hormone specialist and nutrition and health coach. And I've helped dozens of clients and thousands of women to see that nurturing self-care is critical to their maintenance of their hormones and metabolism, and the key to getting their mojo, their razzle-dazzle back. So what I've done is I have opened up some slots so that I can speak with you, or you can speak with me, and we can do an audacious audit. Now, this audit will help me to figure out the key areas in your life that need attention when it comes to your metabolism and your hormones, so that you can get your mojo or razzle-dazzle back. So if you'd like to jump to the front of the queue, leave audit in the comments below and I will send you the scheduling link. Now, let me know where you're watching from. And if you happen to be catching me on the replay, then leave a hashtag replay in the comments below. And as we go along, if you are liking what you're hearing, leave some loves, leave some hearts, and let me know your thoughts. So, as I mentioned, I've had a lot of feedback over the last few days in response to some posts that I made about self-care, and people have shared with me that what they do in terms of self-care. Now, this looks like, for many, eating well, getting enough sleep, drinking more water, hitting the magic number of 10,000 steps per day, and drinking less coffee, less alcohol, and maybe even stopping smoking. And these are all such great steps to be taking, because they are all necessary in order to enjoy your life ill-free and healthy. So that's it just though. These actions are about sustaining you so that you can function well in the world. They aren't necessarily about nurturing yourself. And for me and my clients, self-care goes deeper. It's about finding ways to nurture yourself. In order to nurture yourself, it requires that you put time aside for yourself, that you especially schedule time for yourself so that you can nurture yourself. Because when you nurture yourself, you are telling yourself and those around you that you are important. You are a priority. And when you begin treating yourself as a priority and not something that gets shoved to the bottom of the to-do list, that tells other people that they need to start treating you as a priority too. So let me know your thoughts on that. So here's why the nurturing self-care helps you. These acts of service help to lower the stress hormones on your body. We live in a high stress state, and the actions of eating well, getting good sleep, drinking enough water, moving your body, cutting down on the alcohol, the coffee, the nicotine, those all help your body to cope better with stress. The thing is, though, that with long-term exposure to cortisol, it affects our sleep, our appetite, our energy levels, our metabolism, and our reproductive hormones. And we have got to that point in our lives, not just us, but generally the collective, where we've had such long-term exposure to cortisol that we have a blunted response to the fight or flight situation that comes up when cortisol is dumped into our bloodstream. And this means that we perceive danger even in the smallest experiences that we have. The relatively minor details of our lives can trigger this fight or flight response. Sorry, did I say blunted? I meant heightened. We have a heightened response to cortisol now because we are overexposed to it, and that is why even the smallest things can trigger our fight or flight response. And with this heightened sense of danger that we experience, our levels of feel-good transmitters, our serotonin and our dopamine, those are blunted. There we go. Those are blunted. And because those are blunted, we experience, in particular when it's low serotonin, we experience anxiety and depression and binge eating. And when our dopamine is blunted, then we feel unfocused. We feel like we've got brain fog and that we just can't get anything done. We're often unmotivated or demotivated, lethargic. We've just got no energy. We'd rather just sit on the couch and scroll our Facebook, or we just feel meh. And that is what happens with this long-term exposure to cortisol. So nurturing ourselves can help us to lower those cortisol levels further, and it turns off that sympathetic nervous response. It turns off that fight or flight response, and it allows us to fill our cup so that we can give from the overflow, which is really important. We should never be giving from the cup directly. We should always be giving from the overflow. So prioritizing ourselves is critical in reducing this stress response that we live with on a daily basis. So I would say that nurturing self-care is all about giving permission to yourself to look after yourself. So let me know if you agree with that. And I know that when we give ourselves permission to nurture ourselves, that's when we start to get our mojo back. Now, remember, if you would like to have an audacious audit with me, then we will be looking at the various areas of your life that are impacted by stress, and how that affects your metabolism and your hormones. And you can leave audit in the comments below, and I will send you my scheduling link so that we can talk very soon. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you very soon.